What's going on, all you gamers? Here we are again in Cyberpunk 2077, and today I'm going to be showing you a few mods for your gun that can really help you out. Some will be good for early game, and they're kind of mods that are overlooked. So if you want to see some mods that I think are well worth having in this game, then stay tuned. That's coming up next. Welcome back, all you gamers. Here we are, and I'm kind of being stared down a little bit, but he looks quite happy, so we're gonna leave him alone. Okay, so today we're getting stared at by strangers and run over by cars, so pretty much everything is the same as usual in Night City. So yeah, today I'm going to show you a few mods that I think are well underutilised as such, and can go into your build quite nicely, some at early game and some at later game, and they're not actually the pacifier or the crunch.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Which probably makes a change to 90% of builds. But yeah, let's crack on. Now this one I think is really underutilized, and it's one of my favourite mods in this game for the guns, and that is countermass. Now if you have a little look at this, eliminates vertical recoil while aiming. On some guns that is just massive. It's all well and good having a lot of damage, but if you're shooting up to high heaven and you're missing every shot, then there's no real point having that extra damage. So just having the extra crit damage or having the extra normal damage increase isn't as good as having this on some really strong kick guns. So if I just quickly show you one perfect example of that. So if I go with the Quasar just here, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into a bit of trouble and hopefully not get run over again. Now if I show you this on the wall quick, this is one of my favourite guns in the game. I think it's one of the best guns you can get. If you have a little look, the spread of that, it might not look like much, but it can definitely mean you missing a shot or two, especially the further away they are. And with this gun it hits so hard, you just want to be able to kind of spray it exactly where you want, even if you're just tapping it and then moving it along. But if I put on that mod now, for only one slot, and as you could see that was the start just down the bottom there, and it kind of peppered up to there. So now we're going to do the same again. That is pretty much pinpoint. That may well have even been my controller because I've got vibration on. Either or, it is not going to spread out anywhere near as much. If you actually see, it's going slightly horizontal, so left to right. But yeah, it's much more handleable. You can handle it much better. That's definitely not a word what I just said. But yeah, it's just a really good mod. And the faster firing, more kick a gun has, I feel like this one is well worth chucking on it. Now if we go to the next mod, if I can remember where it was, this one is such a good mod. Combat Amplifier increases chance to apply damage related status effects by 5%. Now some of the weapons in this game have kind of several status effects on them, so if you find one with bleed and poison and shock, say for example, I believe, as far as I'm aware, I believe it ups all of them. And as far as I'm aware, again, I haven't tested everything out because it is still quite hard to kind of check the maths on Cyberpunk because a lot changes and some things don't work 100% yet. But I think you can stack these. So if you have a weapon that has really good status effects, chuck on that one just there, a combat amplifier, and it'll be a fun little build. What you do is you'll shoot the enemies, you'll walk off, and they should die to the status effect anyway. And right, so this one right here, I want to show you this one as soon as I find it. I have only ever found one of these, and if you have a little look, that right there is ridiculous. I think personally that's very much the highest damage mod in the game for the handguns, probably barring that of the power weapons where you can get the silencer as such, because obviously the headshot damage, but increases headshot damage by 20%. That, like I just said, that, say for example, I'm trying to think of a good gun that I would have, because if you were going for big boy damage,
one eternity later.
Right, so here we go. By no means the best, as you probably would want a power weapon and to have, like I said, the silencer on it for the extra headshot kind of multiplier. But this right here should kind of suffice. So if I show you the Comrade's Hammer and we shoot someone in the head. Right, so hopefully I'll be able to show you here, and I don't have all of my perks and such on, so I won't be doing mega damage, but fingers crossed. 422, 440, and now if I quickly chuck that on, so as you can see, increases headshot damage by 20%. We're going to chuck that on. We'll wait for the slow-mo to come back. And there is a bit of variability with this, so hopefully it won't completely screw me over and go to about 200. $340, so that one's actually lower.
Huh?
So 380 to kind of just over 400 looks like it's the average. We're going to go back into that mode and give it a little tap. 404. So yeah, it's not that noticeable on this, to be perfectly honest, because of the variance. And imagine that on a powered sniper rifle. So even though this probably wasn't the best showcase, because this gun didn't really kind of utilise it good enough, you can kind of tell that it does amplify the headshot damage, and it's well worth having and one of the best mods for the guns. 405. So yeah, all in all, well worth having, and I've only found this in one place. So if you'd like to know where that is, I will chuck that top right at the moment. So the last two, and I've taken a little bit more time than I should have, so I won't actually be running through any gameplay with these as such, but these ones right here, especially for early game. So say for example this one right here, weaken, hitting a target reduces damage received from them by 20% for 10 seconds. If you're playing on slightly harder settings and you're not geared up very well, this may be something you want to take advantage of for survivability. I think it could work really well in some builds, and it's well worth having in one slot just for that kind of survivability option. and another one just over here, and this one is definitely the wrong one, and this one here, packs. Basically it gives you a little bit more damage, but the main thing is if you're trying a stealthy build, so say for example you're using a build with a silencer again, renders your weapon non-lethal, allowing you to damage your enemies without killing them. Basically it knocks them out. If you're going for that kind of gung-ho crazy kill everything build,
Say hello to my little friend! You wanna play rough? Okay.
this is not the one for you. If you're going for that kind of stealthy, you want to take them out, you want to chuck them in the dumpsters, you want to actually kind of do it espionage style, you may well want to chuck on a PAX mod and have some fun. Right, so they're the mods that I think are kind of underutilized a little bit in the game, as pretty much everyone there is using pacifiers and crunches, which is understandable because everyone likes to see big numbers, myself included, but sometimes it's good just to mix your build up a little bit. So hopefully you guys and girls will try those out, and if you think they'll suck, then leave a comment and let me know something else that you're using in its place. But as always, for all things gaming, for all things Xbox, and for a lot more Cyberpunk and all the latest and greatest games coming out, especially Outriders when it turns up, then hit that subscribe and bell icon. As always, take care, I'll see you all next day.